find it interesting because I like to observe, right? I like to observe the city. I like to observe the power dynamics. I like to observe the interactions between masculine and feminine energies. I like to observe men that haven't worked on themselves sit and stare at gorgeous women. I like to observe traffic even, right? Because people, they get vexed for the person in front of them not driving their goddamn car forward, even though they're at a red light. And I always contemplate and I think about the fact that there's gonna be a day where you no longer exist, but you hesitate. Why are you hesitating? You ask for permission, you look for support, you look for validation, you look for yourself outside of yourself. For what? What does that do? You're gonna be in an endless cycle. And that's what I said in the last video. It was all about a rat race of the things that you want but not willing to sacrifice for. To walk up to the pretty girl, you have to sacrifice your inhibitions. To walk up and do something courageous requires you to get rid of all fear. But fear is the same fucking polarity line as courage. So all you have to do is take and understand that when you feel fear, that you're just human. You're supposed to feel fear, but the fear shouldn't stop you. That's the thing. People get caught up, you probably, get caught up in the idea that the fear is a signal to stop. The fear is signaling you to move forward. If fear and polarity, or if fear and courage are on the same polarity line, and you sit here in fear, all you have to do is understand that that feeling, that human emotion that you are fully justified to feel, has to then be a signal to you to execute. And if you execute while in fear, you are now polarizing yourself to courage, which then polarizes you from where you currently are in a timeline that you don't want to exist into a timeline that you do want to exist, where you are courageous. You're brave. You walk up to the pretty woman. And if all opportunities exist for you, if you've dealt with your structure in a disciplined way, when you move the fear into courage, you then get the outcome that you want because you input something, cause and effect. You put the cause and got the effect of getting the woman. But it doesn't just stop there. It doesn't just stop there. Your desires in life are all in front of you, all at once, all at the same time. Everything that you desire to be is possible for you, but you have to stop asking for fucking permission. Stop looking for permission. No one's gonna knock you on your shoulder and say, hey, Jimmy, it's time to move. Hey, Jimmy, you can stop being a cuck bitch. Hey, Jimmy, you can step outside of yourself for once that you've always done on a routine basis. You see the pretty girl, you shy away. You see the business opportunity, you shy away. You see the business opportunity, you shy away. You get the bright idea to do something, you cast it away because you think you don't have the resources. Everything you need to become what you are looking to become exists for you right now. Why are you waiting? And that's why I like watching the dynamics, because the dynamics show you how much energy exists in a city that's full of life, but it's all under a fucking mask. Cowards, insecure, incels, posturing with the fucking material as if you some big bad wolf. You're not a big bad wolf. You're an insecure little boy with fucking childish wounds living in a man's body. And the second you realize that is when you can become. Because you have to identify where you are current to get forward. You can't just sit here and be grasping for air and grasping for somewhere to show you the way. No, you have to identify it and put yourself on solid ground, which may be rock bottom for you, but it doesn't have to be for a long period of time. Requires a bit of sacrifice. I sat home for 15 months. 15 months. To understand the interdimensions of myself, to get to the goal, which was coming to the city, to then drain the swamp, of course, of all the little boys, right? And drain the city of the bullshit. And while I can't do it alone, of course I can't. but at least I can be a beacon, a lighthouse for the men that see themselves, not in the gurus that you rave about online, but a true sense of understanding that the spirit that you have within you can guide you, but only if you allow it. But only if you allow it. It can't be this pretentious thing. A lot of men I watch are just performing. You peacock the money, but you can't peacock your soul. You can't peacock yourself. You can't peacock your fucking energy because you ain't got none. It's a skeleton. Women can feel it, other men can feel it, everybody who you walk across can see it. Why? Because we're on an electromagnetic spectrum or an electromagnetic field. So when you imprint by stepping or making a decision that is in fear, and then you halt yourself and you don't move towards the feminine energy, which is abundance, opportunity, women, cash flow. When you halt yourself, when you feel that feeling, guess what you're doing? You're almost anchoring yourself in that timeline. Fuck that timeline. You don't want to be there. I didn't want to be there. So when you understand you're in that timeline, when you understand that, fuck, life isn't going in the direction that I want it to go, but I can change it, is when you finally see. But the only way, again, you can change your timeline is that you identify where you sit. Current. If it's rock bottom, it's rock bottom. Call it what it is. It might be rock bottom. But you don't have to peacock to get out of that timeline. You don't have to showcase anything material to get out of that timeline. You have to understand and look within yourself, build a structure that's built on discipline, so that when the feminine energy comes around you, women, cash flow, or abundance, it has somewhere to go and sit. Feminine energy is chaotic by nature, but that's the beauty in it because it's creative. And the second you feel that creativity flowing within you, you can't halt because you've never felt it. Your nervous system freaks out, yes. But all you have to do is anchor yourself in that new feeling. And while, yes, that's very, 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 very fucking scary sometimes, the realization that you don't want to be in a specific timeline allows you to then jump into the next one, anchoring yourself in it. But sometimes for that first month, week, however long it takes, it's going to feel like you are suspended in the air. But the second you feel you're suspended in the air is when you know you're on the right path. Because it's a path you never trotted before. It's a path you never went down before. And that's okay. We all got to start somewhere. We all got to identify what the fuck we want to become at some point. You can't just keep living the same life and expecting a different outcome. Cause and effect. Put in a different cause, you get a different effect. Identify that you're on the fear. You're on the spectrum of fear and courage, but you're currently sitting in that fear. Make a decision so drastic that it forces you into the courageous place, even though you feel the human emotion of fear. And it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. The second you allow yourself the permission to act in the way that you want to act is the way you finally start to identify with the timeline that you want to be in, because you gave your permission to enter it. You gave yourself permission to enter it. Women, opportunities, and the world around you, the reality that you live starts to bend towards your favor because you yourself gave yourself permission, not the God in the sky, not the Jesus you pray to, not the fucking Bible. You yourself gave yourself permission. And that's all you need. Video is short today, but I implore you, whatever you're going through is not going to last forever. Whatever you're going to shall pass. This too shall pass. Good, bad, indifferent. You are not going to be in the current situation you are always in. And once you realize that, you will then give yourself enough grace to become. So give yourself enough grace to become. Take on life. Because before you think about it, in a snap of a finger, it's gone. Toof, fairy dust. Bye-bye. Right? Think about how many times years have gone by. Moments have come and go. The present moment, yes, while never changing in terms of you can never go into the future, you can never go into the past, but you're in the present moment. The second you realize that that will never go away, but everything that comes into it is always changing, that is when you have finally grasped the understandings of life or the underpinnings of life. And then you can take yourself with grace, not taking your life too serious, but being serious in the intention of getting to where you want to go. That's it. It's simple. You thought it was complicated. It's not. Very simple. Take your life with a grain of salt, because in 2 seconds you'll be gone, but at the same time, give yourself direction to understand where you want to go and what you want to be, and then just become. Give yourself permission to become. Consider yourself warned.